guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about finding happiness and sobriety through routine and stability. I know, that sounds so freaking boring. Like a snooze fest, right? Like stability? What? Routine? Like, oh my God, Carly, I'm gonna fall asleep. But hear me out. So to give you kind of like where I'm coming from with this, give me a little flashback to my previous life. If I were to describe my life back then, in one word, it'd just be chaos. But you know, my life was just, like I said, chaos. And you can look back to a lot of it, like my personal relationships. In high school, I was in a lot of like toxic relationships, like they were very unhealthy. And that's what I learned, not from my parents, but just from the relationships I was in high school. Like that's how I learned like what a relationship was, this like dramatics and like yelling at each other and then throwing the door and like, oh, you better chase after me or you don't love me and all this craziness. It's craziness. Who does it? Like who wants to live in a relationship like that? Like nobody. No one in their right mind. So anyways, that's how I thought a relationship was. And going into my 20s after getting divorced, that's how I thought life worked. And I continued to do that through my drinking, the dramatics, the insanity, the toxic everything. Then my job was I worked at a tanning salon and worked at an apartment complex. Toxic is, at least for me, as sales is so stressful. Like, oh my God, so stressful. And I'm good at it, but I hated being good at it. Like, so I kind of made me bad at it. Like if I actually like did not care and turned off that like emotional side of me, I probably would have been way better at it and could have done it for longer. But like I felt guilty doing it to people. Like let me convince you to buy something you don't want. You hate this apartment, but I'm gonna convince you to rent it anyways. I hated my job. I was also working in a bar, like someone with alcohol issues, and I'm gonna go work behind a bar. I was drunk all the time. So I had no sleep schedule. I had no routine. I had no it literally was just like everything was always moving. Everything was always insane and crazy and just insane. Like there was no stability anywhere. And I remember going to my therapist at one point and just saying like, I just want all this drama to stop and I just want to be happy. And she was just like asking me, like, why is your life like this? And I'm just like, I don't know. And she kind of told me, she's like, you have zero stability in your life. Like, yeah, you have a job and you have a home and you have people in your life, but like, there's no like, you don't know how to stick your feet on solid ground. And fast forward to now, I've really learned to like stop with those negative, dramatic, bad habits. Like, I mean, you see those couples, like, and I was one of those. I was that with my current boyfriend previously. I would do the whatever, just leave. Oh, like the whole dramatic you see on TV. And he was the first person, I'll give him this. He was the first person to call me out my bullshit and said, okay, bye. And I was like, oh, wait. Oh, you're supposed to chase after me. And this is supposed to be a little cat and mouse thing and all romantic. And what are you doing? Why are you leaving? What's going on? But yeah, like I said, guys, I was messed up in the head, but that's how I thought relationships work. And he really taught me that's not how they work, actually. And we have a good relationship now. Promise. But anyways, with my drinking and where I was in my job, like now I'm out of sales. I've learned how to cut out those like toxic habits and, not saying, okay, this is okay when something's not okay, and vocalizing. And I found that all through routine. And this can be applied, I think, to more than just sobriety. I think you can apply this to many things in your life. When you're just trying to make any kind of change in your life, whether that's eating healthier or that's being more active, being more present, just making something a habit. So for example, when I went to start going through AA, like I essentially gave myself a schedule. Like I had to go to, I found a meeting that I liked and I would go to that meeting 4 times a week. It sounds excessive, right? But the more I went, the more it became a routine, the more it became a habit, the more comfortable I felt going, the more I shared, the more I let out some of the bad things that were inside of me. And then I started adding in, going back, because I was really, when I was in my heavy drinking days, that was like, if you look at my pictures, I've deleted a lot of them, but if you go back through my pictures, you can see where I'm at my heaviest, and I can 100% guarantee I am probably in my binge drinking times, because I wasn't really taking care of myself. I wasn't really going to the gym. I was like, into the alcohol. I was not taking care of myself. I was very unhealthy. And then, so like I said, I started going to the gym, and I made it a routine. I came up with whatever it was. Even if I I would make myself go, I think it was going like 3 times a week, and I was going after work, and I was like, even on like the days I was so tired, I made myself go. Like I said, putting in a routine. I started seeing a therapist. Again, putting in a routine, finding stability in my life. Another change, I got a new job. I found stability in a job that made me happy. And there's something to be said about it, because if you think about it, if you work 40 hours a week at any job, and I was working probably more than at my previous jobs. I was working a lot more than 40 hours, at least that's how it felt. And you put 40 hours in at a job, like, that's a good chunk of your day, a good chunk of your week. And if you're unhappy there, like, no wonder. I mean, I was drinking heavily because I hated my day-to-day life. I hated getting up and going to work. I liked the people I worked with, but I just hated the job. And that's kind of soul crushing. So for me, I had to find stability in finding happiness. And now I have a schedule. I get up Monday through Friday, I go to the gym. I have my set schedules. Even in this pandemic that we were in right now, guys, I still stick to somewhat of a schedule. I just can't put into words how much finding stability and routine just helped me through my sobriety. And like I said, I know it sounds really boring. Carly, I like my chaotic life. And I was there. I was with you. I was right there with you. I want to drink in the chaos and the drama. It's exciting and it's fun. But the ups and downs of it was it was hard. It's hard. It's hard on you. It's hard on your mentality. It's hard on your relationships in your life. And I find there's just something peace. There's such a peace I have now with this world that I have now. Stability, like I said, stability. And don't get me wrong, guys, I had a blast in my 20s. I truly did. It was a lot of fun. But there were a lot of sketchy moments. There were some super sketchy moments of when, I'm honestly lucky to be alive. I was never seriously injured myself or anyone else with some of the stuff that I was doing, and some of the situations I put myself in were very dangerous. I'll have to do some more story time with you guys about some of my crazy antics. Hear noises outside. It's kind of creepy. They're probably looking at my butt through the window. Sorry. Anyways. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great night. Be sure to subscribe, leave me a comment if there's anything you guys want to hear from me, any questions you want to ask. I love hearing feedback from you guys. So, all right. Well, thank you. Have a good night.